I'll invite our next speakers up as they discuss turning the corner to the climate crisis, ramping up investment and policy framework for a resilient tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome to the stage the moderator for the session, Ms. Queenie Nair, Editor, Sustainability ET Edge Insights. A round of applause for Ms. Nair. And please put your hands together for our panelists. Adolfo Garcia Estrada, Consul General of Mexico in Mumbai. Let's welcome Mr. Estrada with a warm round of applause and keep that applause going for Sven Ostberg, Consul General of Sweden in Mumbai. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's about dinner time, but I think we can give a warmer, louder round of applause to Mr. Ostberg. Ms. Nair, over to you. Hello.
Hello. To set the stage, we know that development that we have experienced over the years and continue to do so has been driven by overconsumption of the Earth's finite resources. Having said that, Adolfo, my question to you is, can countries continue to grow and develop while at the same time cut emissions and stop depleting natural resources?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. That's a great question. And the short answer is we must. There is no other option. But let me tell you very briefly that it is a pertinent question because it deals with the different responsibilities in that regard. So our country is very keen in stressing that we have to tackle climate change, all of us, all of our countries. But while we have the common objective of doing that, we also need to acknowledge that there are differentiated responsibilities. There are some countries that have polluted much more than countries in the global south that have industrialized before than other countries in Latin America, in Asia, in Africa. And while we are together in this, we have to recognize that. So different countries in different stages of development have different responsibilities.
Thank you. Taking this further, Steven, do you think climate change and sustainability have become integral to international trade? There's a button.
It's on. Hello? Thank you very much for that question. It's a pleasure to be here. I think that international trade has a really important role to play when it comes to climate change and the fight against climate change and green transition. International trade can produce goods that are valuable for the climate fight, like renewable energy resources, goods and services in these kind of areas, and of course also producing a lot of wealth as well that is needed to be able to pay for the for the climate fight. So definitely international trade has a role to play in climate change, and a very important role. And of course it's all about companies and technology, and without them we will not be able to transition into the green area anymore. Thank you.
To climate regeneration. We have spoken about climate change. What are your thoughts on climate regeneration, which is very, very important actually at this point of time?
In what sense do you mean regeneration?
Okay, we have been speaking about climate change. We have been speaking about climate resilience. When we speak about climate regeneration, we mean climate repair. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Climate repair? Yeah.
Yes, I mean that's a most crucial thing at the moment.
Well, yes, mitigation and adaptation is, of course, really important. We see that sea levels are rising. We see heat waves that we have been discussing earlier on as well, and all these strange and extreme weather situations that is going on. And of course, we need to repair and adapt and also to mitigate. But I think that one solution, of course, is one very crucial aspect is financing, of course.
Absolutely.
And that comes together from the wealthier countries in the OECD countries like Sweden and other countries. And we need to funnel resources to poorer countries to help them adapt. And of course, we need that. And by doing that, we need also to have more international trade, as we talked about, because we need to generate wealth to be able to finance this.
Adolfo, how do you think climate finance can be used innovatively, especially for gender development? Gender development.
Well, we have to come up with innovative solutions. I think that what Sven just said is key. We need to promote what we call triangular cooperation. So between countries like, for instance, Sweden or other European countries, countries of middle income like Mexico, to help out other, smaller countries that cannot be left behind because, as I said, we are in the same boat together. And I mean, for Mexico, gender perspective is absolutely crucial. It's at the center of the fight against climate change. Why? Well, there's a simple reason. Climate change affects the most vulnerable communities. And across the board, across the world, one of the most vulnerable groups are women. So if we do not ingrain gender perspective in climate change action, we will not go anywhere.
Steven, what's your opinion on this?
Well, obviously, vulnerable groups like women or children are those who are mostly hit by climate change. It's easy for men like Adolfo and me to survive heat waves, rising sea levels, etc. And we know that we need to be more in tune and include women's perspectives and also the child's perspective into the climate change fight. And by doing so, I think that we can achieve much more. We get more bang for the buck when it comes to adaptation measures, but also mitigation measures as well.
This is a very interesting conversation, but we are running short of time. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were just getting started, but thank you very much, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice loud round of applause for, of course, Ms. Nair for moderating that session, and Mr. Estrada and Mr. Ostberg as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening.